Matt Snider. In 2016, I was the Democratic candidate for House District 52, and 56, and a couple of years ago, I ran for state senate in the newly reorganized or organized Senate 27, which divided up the Senate district that I was in, and I just recently concluded a 3-year term as a county commissioner, or excuse me, a civil service commissioner for the city of Aurora. I found the Senate party during my Senate run. Steve gave me a call and invited me to participate. But I continued on as a write-in candidate, loosely affiliated with the Senate party, but nevertheless, I'm glad I got involved. I've never been, so liberal as to be welcomed by my Democratic friends in the inner sanctums of the Democratic Party. I have never been too conservative or conservative enough to have been welcomed into, again, the same inner sanctums of the Republican Party. But we find ourselves like an old Chinese curse in interesting times. And basically, the Republican Party is no longer what it used to be, and neither is the Democratic Party. There needs to be a third way. In Latin, that's via media. We are in not only interesting times, but perilous ones. We are being consumed from within politically due to the fact that nobody can talk to anybody anymore without having an argument. And what I value most about the Senate party and participating in the regular monthly meetings as well as the annual gatherings is that every engagement begins with what's the center position on a given issue. And so we've had some far-ranging conversations about different issues. I'm probably a little left-leaning on social issues and a little more right-leaning on fiscal issues. And that's good because that's what's on the t-shirt. So it's nice to be able to have a political home. But there's obviously, Tim was looking into my computer because the speech he gave is what I was going to give. I appreciate all the comments that you made, Tim. We really do need, at this point in time, for people who are like-minded to help us scale this party up to every county in the state. I want to focus my attention and your attention on state issues and local issues here in Colorado. It's too easy to go far afield and jump into all of the national politics that's going on because it's right in front of our face 24 hours a day on the news cycle. But if we're going to have an impact nationally, it starts locally, because every issue that we face is a local one. It just scales nationally when you put enough people together. But we definitely need to tell our neighbors about the Senate party that it is the third way in Colorado, and we need to get them involved. As Tim said earlier, we need to get some contributions. So if you can spare a few extra bucks, beyond what the annual membership dues are, that would be appreciated. We also need candidates, as Tim pointed out, and so we'll have to help with fundraising for candidates that we can field. It wasn't terribly expensive running for House District 56 or 27, but when you actually have ballot access, that increases the probability that people will seriously consider, running, as well as the possibility of somebody actually winning from the center party, because when your name is front and center on a ballot, it's a powerful thing. It does persuade people. So now that we have achieved the minimum number, and actually 3.5 times that, to have ballot access, that should help potential candidates consider running from the center party. One of the things I've never done in my life is be brief, but that sums what I have to say. So thanks very much for coming today. Thank you.